Hey YouTube, Matty's A12 Team JMT here with Daniel Morris, a member of the Lotus Guardians team, TLGgames.com. You played Dragon Rulers.
Yes.
All right. What were your bad matchups? How'd you do? How'd you do first?
I went 5-2.
5-2.
My losses were to Black Wings and Destiny Zombies.
Destiny Hero Zombies. You played James?
I did.
You played James? Oh wow. I'm interested in that deck.
Game 2, he opened Stardust, 4 back row. I scooped pretty much.
Did you smack him? You should have smacked him. One of those cards has to read I can smack my opponent.
It should.
It should.
It should.
All right.
Game 3, I just opened bad and he had it.
He had it.
He had it.
All right. Let me see this deck profile.
The basics.
Turn these around. I can't see.
I'm sorry. 12 dragons.
12 dragons. Now, there's been some talk about title not being useful. Agree or disagree?
I disagree. My big thing is a lot of where title puts in work are with my 7 stars, as well as just sometimes that ability to have an extra dragon summon matters.
Fair enough.
You know, a +1's a +1.
I agree. All right, what's next?
My dragon tuners. I played a Brandistock, a Corsica.
Why the two different ones?
It's essentially pointless to play the same, or it makes no difference. But at the same of the day, if someone does try to decide something crazy like chain disappearance, then
at least you don't get.
I don't lose both. I'm not stuck in that situation.
Fair enough.
But realistically, I had one of each, so I played one of each, and it made no difference.
You're just like, I didn't have 2 Corsica, I had 2 one of each, so we went fast.
Yeah, it never made the difference.
Yeah. All right.
The one guard.
Yeah.
And where a lot of people are going to disagree with me, only a single debris.
Only one debris.
Only one debris.
Now, but you're not playing the Plan Engine.
I am not playing the Plan Engine, but I am playing the one dandy.
The one dandy.
It's just a solid earth. I can discard it, get tokens.
Which helps with the Draco Sack plays.
It's okay with the Draco Sack. Realistically, at the end of the day, I'm probably going to end up cutting this.
Okay.
I like it, but not. It was a little underwhelming through the day.
Sure.
It's actually kind of the same situation with this. I may cut this for a 3rd Dragunity tuner.
Really?
Yes.
Which leads me to believe that you're running Ravine and Constance.
I am running Ravine and Constance. I'll get there. I'll get there.
Sure. I'm getting ahead of myself.
You're getting ahead of yourself. Hand traps, 3 Maxis.
Triple Maxi.
And double Swift Scarecrow.
Double Swift Scarecrow. You're missing something. Where are the Veilers?
No Veilers.
No Veilers. Really? You don't need the Veilers?
A lot of it went into, I was looking at my matchups and what I'm going to play. I feared that I was going to be playing Dragon Rulers and Mermails, which I played 4 Mermails today.
Really?
At which point, the Veilers is really underwhelming.
Okay.
And then the Super Secret Tech, probably going to cut this card to 3, so I can draw it more.
Card D. Card D is amazing.
This card is so wonderful. One of the biggest things that I hated about this deck is I had no solid first turn play.
Okay.
This gives me that first turn play. It's an earth. It works for Redux. If I can pitch it, I can remove it. And on those passive turns, if you do get hit by the Crimson Blader, I can set a back row, drop the card, and have a solid
Crimson Blader play.
Right.
Wow, that seems so good, dude.
When you combine that with this,
with the Swift Scarecrows,
it gives you something to draw.
Almost makes you wish you could play 5 Redox.
It really, really does. Redox is definitely the
3
hero.
Maxi, 2 card, 2 Swifts. Yeah, I wish you could play more Redox.
Definitely the hero of the deck. One notable thing that you'll see is I did not play any card troop.
No card troopers.
Didn't like card troop.
We got another Frenchie photo bomb.
What I found out ended up happening a lot of times. I had to make subpar plays, or my opening play would be card troop, mill 3. And I just left myself wide open for Crimson Blader.
For Crimson Blader play, yeah. Because they make Crimson Blader, they run him over, and then you're just kind of...
And I'm just stuck, locked in place.
Yeah.
Needless to say, Ben is the worst judge.
That's
what this comes down to.
All right, what's your spell lineup look like?
We're running 3 7-star swords. consonants.
Yes. Quite agreed.
2 cards of consonants. And like I said earlier, these things are amazing with the title. Yeah, the
Yes.
title's kind of subpar, but just the fact that I can remove it with the 7-star, get another title, it's a +1. Then I can use that +1 to feed.
Is debris staying in? If debris stays in, with title being where it's at, do you consider Snowman Eater?
I do not consider Snowman Eater.
It's a game 1 Ophion answer.
I don't concern myself too much with Ophion, to be 100% honest with you.
Okay. Just asking.
I mean, it is what it is, and I'll get to why I don't really care about the Ophion as much.
Okay. The 3 Ravine, talk about it.
I was starting this off with 2 Ravine and a Foolish, which is fairly standard.
Okay.
What ended up happening at the end of the day, I kept using the Foolish like I would a Ravine. I was pitching, I was just sending a big dragon.
Yeah, it was.
Like I said, it turned out that I wasn't sending the Dandy as much.
Yeah.
And then once I cut the debris to 1, it was less important to have the Dandy. So at the end of the day, I decided that I would just rather have the Ravine, because the longer the Ravine stays on board, the more you win.
The more that it's helpful.
You just keep dumping dragons, and you
Keep fueling everything that you want to do.
They're a +1 in the grave, so.
Yeah.
And then the last 2, the Book and the Dark Hole.
Book and Dark Hole. Fair enough.
Kind of like the Book. I played it more because of the card cards. I like the ability to set it and then play the card.
Fair enough. Trap lineup. You're running a little more traps than most people.
A little bit, and I'm probably even looking at going potentially heavier on traps.
Heavier on traps?
Heavier on traps. Win button.
Of course.
Torrential. It's mass field clearing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing. Like I said, it's also good on those passive turns. I have the Scarecrows. I can let you overextend, punish you for it.
Yeah.
Maxed out on Regeki Break.
Regeki Break. Why Regeki Breaks as opposed to Phoenix Wind? Phoenix Wind Blast, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I don't like people drawing that card. The format's changed since when Wing Blast was good. At this point, I'd rather just answer the problem.
You'd rather destroy it than to put it back on top.
I mean, the perfect example is that Crimson Blader. Most people only have room for 1. I don't want to put the 1 back in to give them a second chance to summon it. I'd rather just destroy it here and there.
All right, what's next?
And a big deciding factor on a lot of these decisions, double skill drain.
I love that, dude.
It is so good against Rogue.
No Vanity's Emptiness in the main.
Nope, don't need it.
Don't need it?
I feel like it's a crutch. What I've seen happen most of the time is people rely on it. And if you can play around the emptiness, usually kind of force them to activate it, pop something else with a Regeki Break, punish them for being overly reliant on 1 card. And that's what I've seen. Oh, I'm going to set this. I feel safe because I have the emptiness. And then
you just Regeki Break something else, which destroys the emptiness at the same
destroy
time.
the emptiness, and then OTK through everything.
Yep. All right, let me see this extra deck.
Extra deck's a little bit different. Crimson Blader. I'll get through the standard stuff. Crimson Blader, Colossal Fighter.
Did you ever use Colossal Fighter?
Once I had Skill Drain on board, dropped the Colossal Fighter. It's just a beat stick that you can't really do anything with Skill Drain because he still gets his effect.
Is he needed? We talked earlier in the tournament about Thought Ruler.
I did, and I know what I'm going to cut at the end of this, and I'll get into that a little bit.
Okay.
Red Dragon Archfiend.
Ooh.
That's an interesting choice.
That is an interesting choice.
He was there for tokens.
Of course.
Tokens are everywhere. He seemed like a beat stick. Star Eater.
Star Eater. He's so good. I love me some Star Eater.
Black Rose Dragon.
Yeah.
Ancient Fairy Dragon.
That's interesting.
It is an interesting choice. The thing is, in the mirror match, everyone's playing the Ravine.
Of course.
What I can do with this is, with debris, I can make this guy pop your Ravine and search my Ravine.
Will it make Tower miss timing?
I don't see why.
Because you still have to search. Yeah, so it should make
the last thing that happens is my search.
Yeah, so it's still got, yeah.
And
that's impressive too. I didn't consider that.
And I gain life points in the process.
Yes. And so next you get the chance to have an additional normal summon too, which is not bad.
It's not horrible. The normal summon.
Game lost.
We'll have to have that story.
Yeah, we'll have to have that story.
We'll have to get into that story.
You mean how we're raging?
All right, let me see what else is here.
The Orient Dragon.
Orient Dragon is good.
Armory Arm.
Yes.
Formula Synchron.
Formula.
Gaia Dragon.
Undercharger. Really?
It goes back to the Red Dragon Arch.
To the Red Dragon Archfiend play. Yeah, you're gonna go tokens, and you're just gonna be like.
And what you don't realize is
Trample.
in tournament play with this deck, you go into time so much.
Oh yeah.
The ability to, when they try to play passive and turtle up,
Yeah, and
just to pierce anything can be game changing.
Oh yeah.
And then from there, the Master of Blades,
One Draco, and one big eye.
pretty standard.
I asked you this earlier. Do you need to?
I don't feel that you do. I think one game all day I even dropped 2 rank 7s in a turn. Or in a game.
In a game.
Period. You could play 2 Draco. I just don't think it's necessary.
You don't think it's necessary?
I don't think
Fair
it's
enough.
necessary.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the side deck. We don't want to go through all of it. There was just a couple cards that we want to talk about. First, this guy.
This guy is
My personal bouncer.
is amazing.
Is amazing. What are you using him for?
The question is, what am I not using him for?
Excellent.
Especially those anti-decks, like, that passive turn that I talked about, Crimson Blader. Hey, Mr. Mole, pow.
Crimson Blader back.
Put it back. I'm gonna deal with this.
I
Yeah.
want to be sponsored by Lotus Games.
The other one, that Ophion.
Can y'all help me get
The
sponsored?
Key Beetle Lock.
Yeah,
I don't know
the Key Beetle Lock.
if people are aware, this doesn't target.
I got fucking third.
Yeah.
Is that
So
something?
even if they have something like a safe zone,
fucking win a game without
swing,
my deck.
activate,
Yeah.
whatever he's
Get you
battling.
out of the Key Beetle Lock. Excellent play.
Yeah, it's totally not.
What's next? The Consecrated Light.
Consecrated Light.
Consecrated
I didn't
Light.
get a Columbus top because the head
It is.
I should have.
It is what it is. It's okay.
Because I got cheated. Trust me, I feel
I was a
your
little
pain.
worried about Black Wings.
Yeah, I'm third.
Unfortunately, it was a little underwhelming.
Oh, I lost.
It didn't do. It just kind of slow played to not really accomplish a whole lot.
Yeah.
I was under impressed with it.
I came back though. I played Black Wings.
I would probably rather have Sim at the end of the day.
Probably would have what?
Rather had Sim in the sideboard.
Sure. All right, and then the last card was something. The whole team side deck.
Team side deck. I feel like everyone should be playing this card right now.
Debunk.
Debunk.
There's so much stuff activating in the
So
graveyard
much
right
I
now.
can do. I mean, it shuts down the dragons.
I have
The wonderful thing is, like, if you activate a big dragon and I debunk, that dragon's still activated.
Yeah.
You don't get a search for that. For me,
Yeah, you don't get to
removing
activate the search. You don't get to do.
break up the play. Another one is Maxi. Maxi. I try to start pushing. You Maxi. I can debunk that Maxi and push through.
Yeah, I actually used debunk in my Blackwing matchup. Was excellent to stop the pollutes.
Exactly. They think they're going to accomplish something. They get aggressive. They swing, pop, debunk, and they just now suicided. You get the +1.
Yeah.
+1s still matter.
All right, man. One last chance. Anybody you want to shout out? Anything like that?
Give a shout out to Lotus Guardians.
All right.
LG Games. Everybody should go check them out. Wonderful, wonderful store. Wonderful website. Also, like to give a shout out to Maddie's Days 12, which you're here. Eric Pence put a lot of theorio and practice in helping get this deck put together, and Chris Duff for having to play.
What about Cleveland? You're not going to mention Cleveland?
I like Cleveland.
You like Cleveland?
I like Cleveland. Cleveland's a good guy.
Cleveland's a good guy. You just had a chance to meet him, though?
I just had a chance to meet him. We've talked a little online. I think today may be one of the first face-to-faces.
All right.
Gotta give him the credit. And I guess I'll give a shout out to Jason Griggs.
Jason Griggs.
For some reason thought that it was better to go to a football game than to be here today.
It's the Colts, dude. He likes the Colts.
Hey, well, it's the Colts, so why didn't you just skip that? Come here, hang out.
His girlfriend's going. All right, man. I appreciate it. Subscribe, comment down below, show us how much you love us.